In this video, we're going to look at the scientific report. We're going to look at the reason or the rationale behind writing a scientific report, and then we're going to look at the parts of the report in the format of what you did, what you saw, and why this happened. Firstly, the reason. The reason we write a scientific report is to share with others your experiment and your results. This is something that started very early in the study of science, and it was a way for people to share ideas with other people. And so they'd write a scientific report explaining what they did and the results that they got, and they'd send this paper around the world to people that they had never met before. And those other people would be able to, from their report, repeat the experiment and therefore hopefully get the same results. Okay, when writing a report, we put it in the format of what you did, what you found or what you saw, and why you think this happened. So we'll look at those parts in a little bit more detail now. So firstly, what you did. So what you did should include the aim, so what you're setting out to do. Should include the different variables, so the ones that you'll be changing and the ones you'll be measuring. Could include a hypothesis, which is what you think will happen. A risk assessment, and what you have to be careful of during the conduction of the experiment. A diagram as to what the experiment looked like, and the method of how the experiment was conducted. So this is all explaining what you did so that somebody else is able to replicate this at a future date. Now what you saw. Now this is the results, and we put our results in three different ways. Firstly, we have numerical results in numbers in a table. We then use pictorial results or pictures, and we draw a graph. And then we explain our results using words. So we have an explanation. And sometimes this explanation of results is included at the start of the discussion rather than in the results section. Which gets us on to why this happened. So this is the discussion. And the discussion is generally the largest part of a scientific report. It has, as I said before, sometimes you'll talk about your results in words at the start of the discussion. You'll then have an explanation as to why you got these results or why you think you got these results. Then it's the things that you stuffed up or the mistakes that you'll make. And these mistakes that you made will result in improvements that you can make if you were to do this experiment again. And then you need to talk about the accuracy, validity, and reliability of the experiment. And finally, we have the conclusion, which sums up the experiment and should refer to your aim and hypothesis. So in this video, we've had a quick look at the reason behind writing a scientific report, and that is to share our ideas and the experiment that we did with other people. The different parts of the report being the what you did component, the aim, hypothesis, risk assessment, equipment, diagram, and method. The what you saw being the results in both a table and graph, and then words, which can also be included in the why this happened, which is the discussion and the conclusion. In future videos, we're going to go into each of these parts in much more detail.